Most people have no idea how much they're really spending each month, especially on subscriptions. What about how much you spend on takeout or delivery? It's probably more than you think. Do you know how many different subscriptions you're paying for right now? I didn't until I tried Rocket Money. The first time I logged in, it saved me $435. Yeah, just like that. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. It also helps you budget and will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. It's financial control made fun, fast, and easy. It's like a money-saving superhero right in your pocket. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim, rocketmoney.com/Kim. This is something that you need to try today. Head to rocketmoney.com/Kim. Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com. We're going to start with something different. So you have to make sure that you have your thinking cap on. I fit in your hand. I clicked when opened. I recorded your favorite songs off the radio, commercials and all. What am I?
I clicked when opened. That's the one that's kind of... Is it a Sony Walkman?
Okay, let me give you just another hint.
All right.
Okay? Sometimes you'd have to use a pencil to rewind it.
A cassette tape?
Yes! Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
Yes, a cassette tape. What, you didn't like that one?
Well, I just think, first of all, you don't open a cassette tape. I don't want to be nitpicky. I don't want to be one of those people on the internet that, the grammar police. But you don't open a cassette tape. What you do open is the player for a cassette tape, which actually would be a Sony Walkman, so I nailed
it. I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Do you remember the tabs on cassettes?
Yes. You remember, you'd have to push them in if you didn't want to re-record over it, right?
There was these little tabs on the top, and then you break them off. And so once they're broken, they can never be copied over.
Yeah, they had like a side A and side B. Mm-hmm. So, of course, the natural successor would be a CD.
Oh, gosh. Whoa.
See?
Whoa.
You know what? I'm on fire today. Did I tell you about the moon landing?
No.
Okay, I totally have ADHD.
No,
okay.
We were totally talking about the moon landing. It's a smooth transition.
Okay, here's what happened. In the 1980s, NASA, they ran out of magnetic tape. Okay. And so one of the engineers says, oh, well, there's some tape that we're not using. And they recorded something over it. And that was the original footage of the moon landing that they recorded something over it.
Someone forgot to pop the tops. If they'd have popped it, we'd still have the footage of the moon landing.
So every recording that you see, it comes from a different source, and many people believe it comes from the TV stations that were actually broadcasting it. So it's a recording of a recording because some guy at NASA said, oh, we'll just record over that one.
Well, this is really surprising. Government loves to spend money. I'm surprised they wouldn't go out and just buy, 5,000 new magnetic tapes. They copied over kind of important footage.
I think so. And on that happy note, welcome. It's the Current Podcast. It's the accompaniment of the Current newsletter, now enjoyed by over 650,000 people every single morning start their day to always be tech ahead. And if you're not already getting the Current, super easy to do. Well, let me give you an insider secret. You can go to getthecurrent.com and sign up for free. Or you could go to Win from Kim to sign up. And if you go to Win from Kim to sign up, not only do you get to sign up for the free newsletter, but you also are automatically entered to win a brand new iPhone 16 Pro valued at $999. And the lawyers make me say, no purchase necessary.
Why would I go to getthecurrent.com then if I can not win an iPhone that way when I can win an iPhone the other way?
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm
not the brightest bulb, but I'm not an idiot. I want the iPhone.
And so, of course, the person who's not the idiot speaking right now is Andrew Babinski. Yay, Andrew. Also the co-host of the morning show on one station, KEZ 99.9 FM. And it's a big station. I just like to give you some crap because I'm on, 510 stations. But that's okay.
I think nice, not the idiot is the nicest thing you've ever said to me. I'm bringing a tear to my eye.
And you look so handsome today.
Oh,
You
well,
do.
thank you. I appreciate that.
And this is part of the podcast where we beg you.
Yeah.
Is beg a good word?
Absolutely. We don't care. We don't care how they get to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Kim Komando. We don't care why they subscribe and follow the channel. So anytime we post a new video or go live, they'll get a notification. We can beg. I'm not too proud to beg. I'll beg. Go, follow, subscribe, help the algorithm.
Most people have no idea how much they're really spending each month, especially on subscriptions. What about how much you spend on takeout or delivery? It's probably more than you think. Do you know how many different subscriptions you're paying for right now? I didn't until I tried Rocket Money. The first time I logged in, it saved me $435. Yeah, just like that. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. It also helps you budget and will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. It's financial control made fun, fast, and easy. It's like a money-saving superhero right in your pocket. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/Kim today. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim, rocketmoney.com/Kim. This is something that you need to try today. Head to rocketmoney.com/Kim.
Do you know 1 billion people watch podcasts on YouTube every single month? 1 billion.
I watch 3 regularly.
So, if just a small percentage of that 1 billion watched our podcast, I mean, maybe we could afford sound effects. Maybe.
I thought I heard one earlier.
Oh, I know. Zandra's loving that 360 machine, isn't she?
I think those are royalty free. We don't have to pay for those.
That's what it is. All right. What do you have coming up?
We have a company. They're calling themselves a startup that's selling stolen goods and trying to do it legitimately.
Really?
Yes.
Really? That's something. All right. Here are 5 things that you need to know is happening in the world of tech right now. President Trump, he's busy signing things. He signed something called the Genius Act, and it's bringing new rules to cryptocurrency, specifically what's called stable coins. You know what a stable coin is?
Not really, no.
It's like the USDC, Tether. They're backed by real assets like the US dollar. So this new law sets standards on who can issue crypto coins and how they're regulated. Remember the Hakchua girl had her own coin?
That was not regulated at all, and it showed.
No.
That was a pump and dump.
And so crypto's going legit with tracking, taxing, and oversight baked in.
Not trying to be political here, but didn't the president-elect have his own cryptocurrency?
He did.
And was that backed by real assets, or was that just a meme coin?
I'm not sure, but I'm feeling meme coin. How about you?
Absolutely. And I believe the First Lady as well, Melania Trump, had her own coin, which was a meme coin.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
So he was making a coin that he's saying shouldn't even be legal.
Nope. It has to be backed by the U.S. dollar or real assets.
Okay.
So they're not saying that. Meanwhile, some retirement changes. Trump's planning an executive order to let 401ks tap into crypto, gold, private equity, and other alternative assets. Normally it would just be into stocks and bonds. And this is a whole new playbook. So if this passes, your financial advisor might start wearing Yeezys, just say.
Is that from Ian?
No, not at all. I know what Yeezys are.
All right. Sorry. Someone's a bit defensive when it comes to shoe brands. Holy buckets.
Well, you, Mr. Hey Dudes. Those are the ugliest things known to mankind. I
had to retire them.
Thank God.
They fell apart.
Mark Zuckerberg, he's taking over Hawaii. He just expanded his Kauai compound to over 2,300 acres. Wow.
There's got to be something about Hawaii, right? Larry Ellison, correct me if I'm wrong, bought pretty much an entire island.
Lanai, yes, he did.
And Mark Zuckerberg is slowly buying land in Hawaii. What's going on that these billionaires are all trying to escape off the mainland?
Well, in order to work on Mark Zuckerberg's compound, you have to sign an NDA. So you can't tell anybody that's going on. And so rumor has it that he's building a 50,000 square foot underground bunker, which he says it's not 50,000 feet.
Okay, it's 50,000 square feet, which is even bigger.
Yes.
And it sounds like those NDAs are really working. No one's leaking any information off of that compound.
No, there must be really big penalties in that one. So far, a number that I saw is he's got $300 million invested into this whole excursion. Yes. It includes macadamia nut fed cattle, by the way, on the property. All right. So
chocolate covered macadamia nuts, those are delicious.
I love them. So good. So fattening, though.
Oh, yeah. Very unhealthy.
Amazon is emailing people. They say 220 million Prime members about a rise in account impersonation scams. We're talking about phishing, phone calls, fake Prime renewals are the flavor of the month. Scams include phony iPhone purchases, click here to cancel traps. You're not special. Everybody got the email. And just don't click anything. Seriously.
Can I ask you a question before we move on to the final story?
Yes.
I want your weigh in on this, your opinion on this. Friend of mine went on Amazon through a third-party seller, bought $1,400 lawn furniture chairs, a set of 6 chairs for $1,400.
Okay.
When they got them in the mail, they opened 2 of them. The height was incorrect than what was listed on the Amazon selling. They were about 6 inches taller. So now they're tougher to get into. Also, because of a design flaw, when you get in the chair, the padding shoots out the back.
Nice.
So she goes online. She says, I don't want to keep these anymore. I'd like to return them. The seller contacts her and says, hey, I can't resell those since you've opened them. Can you do us both a favor? Let me give you $15. You donate them and you don't return them.
Okay.
So she'd be out $1,350, and he doesn't have to pay to accept the return.
Yeah, so that's why I was confused. I mean, so he's not going to give her the money back.
He's delaying it as much as he can, because after she said, absolutely not, I want a return, he then came back with, well, what if I gave you $100 and you just kept them? And now he's going messaging every day, continuing to communicate, but will not issue the refund or issue, because it's a third-party seller, or issue the shipping return for it. I'm wondering, is there some sort of like process he's trying to go through where he's going to meet a timeline or a day's pass where he's going to end up not having to return these?
Probably 30 days window. And it may even be shorter with larger sized items.
Okay.
Not quite the same thing, but I bought some bumpers for my little sailboat. And the bumpers are 8 feet, and I bought 10 of them. But I really only needed 6. And I went to return 2 of them and to buy smaller ones. Anyway, it was really interesting to me is that because it was a larger sized item, you might want to tell your friend this, a larger sized item, and it was from a third-party seller, is that Amazon said, don't bring them anywhere to UPS or FedEx. We're just going to come by and pick them up.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was super sweet. So I didn't even have to do anything. I just left them by my front door, and they came and picked up these 2 8-foot bumpers. You know, they're obviously in big boxes. But if you're having trouble getting any type of service from Amazon, you go to your orders page, and down at the bottom, it says, do you want to chat with a representative? And so I would bypass the third-party seller altogether.
Okay.
And then if you look in really tiny letters in the right-hand side, it says, we can call you. You're like, yes. And so you click that, and then it says, we'll call you in 2 minutes and have your order number handy. And then sure enough, in like 2 minutes, the person calls back, and always super helpful.
Okay, because this sounded scammy and fishy to me that this guy's contacting, offering money every single day. So I'll have her do that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's very scammy. And I offered that advice to her for $150.
Oh, it's a steal.
Exactly. Are you a fan of cottage cheese?
I love it. Absolutely love cottage cheese.
Now, have you always been a fan of cottage cheese?
Yeah. Growing up, we lived with my mom's sister for like all together, and her husband ate cottage cheese with everything, and he just put a different topping on it every single time. So yeah, since I was probably like 7, 8 years old.
Yeah, I like to put cottage cheese inside eggs to give it some extra protein.
That works.
It's always a good idea.
Sunflower seeds on top of cottage cheese is also delicious.
Oh, really? I haven't tried that.
Roasted sunflower seeds.
Not only do you get tech advice, you get recipes too. How about that? The reason why I bring this up is cottage cheese is having a weird moment. Albertson says that sales are booming thanks to all the TikTok recipes and this obsession that we all have with having enough proteins. Sales have surged almost 20% in a year, hitting, are you ready, cottage cheese, $1.75 billion a year.
Wow.
All because of these TikTok videos. We have cottage cheese ice cream, cottage cheese toast, cottage cheese pancakes. Next up, cottage cheese cold brew. I mean, it's coming. It's just right there.
There's going to be a cottage cheese beer out pretty soon. You got to mix it with the alcohol. That gets everybody going.
That's what I said. The cottage cheese cold brew. That's what I meant.
Cold brew is coffee.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yes, that sounds such a ding dong.
It's all right.
However, does she run a media empire? However, does she do that?
We'll just edit this out.
Nah, leave it in. I did a speech this past week.
I saw you look very good in your outfit there. I saw your picture posted online.
And thank you for that. And I'm not allowed to say who I was speaking to or what I did.
You're not allowed?
I can just say that no, I had to sign something for secrecy, but I was allowed to just like post a picture without saying what I was doing. But it was to people in the audio, radio, podcasting industry.
Okay.
I can say that. And I came out and I said, which I opened up the whole event by saying, I love radio. I tried TV. I love radio. I love audio products. I love everything that has to do with using your voice to entertain and convince people and to just bring a smile to their face. And you know what else I love about radio? I became wealthy because of radio. And the whole audience laughed. Like
that's hilarious. You got a big applause on that one, on the money part?
I did. Yes, everybody was like, I think it was like, and I don't know what made me say it. I just kind of like stood up and just came out because I really didn't have an intro because I thought somebody else was introing.
Oh, okay.
I thought until it was like 2 minutes before, like, oh no, there's nobody introing. You're introing. I'm like, oh. Okay. So
I'll just talk about all my money. Done.
So I started that, and then here's how I ended the speech.
Okay.
And there were people on the panel. I was on and off the stage all day. So the last thing that I said as I stood up, I said, about a year ago, I was on my boat. And I have a fairly large boat. And there was a big race that happens out of Santa Barbara. It's called the King Harbor Race. Hundreds of sailboats and are competing in this race, all different sizes. And my boat is the race committee boat, meaning that I'm on the start line to make sure that no boat, when they have the gun go off, goes over the start line before they're supposed to. And so we have this whole beautiful day, and there are guests on the boat and guests of guests. And one of the guests on the boat is the former president of Univision. And as he's departing the boat, he says to me, Kim, thank you for the lovely time that we had here. And my wife and I enjoyed your company, and we admire what you've been able to accomplish on radio. And then he looks at me and he says, radio is like a cucaracha. And I said, cucaracha?
Cockroach?
Said, yes. He says, we have a nuclear war. The cucaracha lives. We have a natural disaster. The cucaracha lives. He says, radio is a cucaracha.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong at all.
We're still here.
And so the next person who came on and said, radio's like a cucaracha.
That's good. Did it go well though, all overall?
Oh, it went so well. I can
Nice.
when we have some time, I'll tell you how great it did. Now I'll tell you what was really nice is the level of respect that these 300 people in the room had for me, from people in their 20s to people my age and beyond.
So it was people in their 20s and people in their late 30s?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In their 40s.
Let's not get crazy.
And it was very nice to feel that.
Okay.
Because when we're in Phoenix, we're in our studios, we don't really see what happens outside of that bubble. And no, it was lovely. It was a great time. And plus I got a $300 gift card, so that was the bonus.
Worth the price of admission, right there. To where? An Amazon gift card?
No, I think it was one of the sponsors.
Oh, okay.
And it's a steak. It's a place where you can buy steaks online, and I gave it to my sister. No.
Oh,
it's a higher end, a little bit higher end than that. But I do like Omaha steak.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yes. That would be it. So I gave it to my sister because I saw her over the weekend. I'm like, here's a gift card for $300. And she's like, why? Maybe there's something you could buy on the website. And then she looks at the name of the site. She goes, oh no, you're not going to buy anything here. Like, yeah, that's right. I don't eat steak.
Yeah,
that's why.
Exactly.
All right. So what do you got?
Let me tell you about a company. Actually, do I want to name them? I don't know if I want to give them publicity. There's a new company. They're calling themselves a startup. And what they are doing is packaging together all the stolen personal information that comes from malware software and is released online. And they are selling it to companies who are trying to get dirt and information on their competitors, divorce attorneys, and debt collectors.
Wow. Okay. So this is the malware that tracks where people go online.
Correct.
Their names, their email addresses.
All this personal information. All passwords, yes. Exactly. All the websites you've been to, including some that maybe you don't want people to know that you're going to. And this information is all being packaged about us, people, individuals, and sold for as low as $50 to anyone who wants to buy it. And they are marketing themselves as a legitimate business. And everyone is questioning, how is this even possible? They are reselling stolen information. Because
technically, they're not the hackers, but they are profiting from stolen goods.
Right. If I broke into a car, stole a car stereo, handed it to you, and you went and put it on Facebook Marketplace, you're selling stolen goods. This is no different.
So how long do you think before they get hacked?
I know, like some white hat hackers go on there, these do-gooders, Robin Hood hackers. They should be.
Yes.
This is ridiculous. And the fact that someone who is, especially like a divorce attorney, right? You have a husband and wife or a husband and a husband, whatever the case may be, fighting over a divorce. And an attorney comes in and says, hey, let's go get some dirt for $75 to crush your spouse or threaten them with the information they know or get their password to find out the emails they're sending, the information they're saying between them and their other lawyer. I mean, this is malicious.
And when you get involved in lawsuits, things can go south very, very quickly.
Absolutely.
I mean, people pull out all kinds of punches and they just get nasty and mean. And the fact that now you can call somebody up and say, hey, listen, here's $50 or $75. I need to know everywhere my wife has what she's been looking up online, or my husband, my partner, whatever it may be. And lawyers some of them are great.
Sure.
My lawyer's great. But some of them are not so great. Like when you were talking about this, is that many years ago, over about 10 years ago, I was involved. Somebody sued me.
Well, you get sued all the time. Every time you mention, we got this lawsuit, we got that lawsuit, I feel so bad for you. It's all the time.
Oh, and it's all bogus stuff.
Right. But you still have to pay attention to it.
Yeah. Because when you get in the public eye, people, they take pot shots at you. So, but this person was a former employee, and she sued for like lost wages, back wages. And in the state of Arizona, those are treble damages. So it gets multiplied by 3. And so she does this whole thing. And now we're in mediation. And the arbitrator, first thing she says to my lawyer, said, so how much are you willing to settle for? And my lawyer goes, we're not settling. Okay, Kim didn't do anything wrong here. We're not settling. So we go through like 3-4 hours of mediation. We're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until finally my lawyer comes into me and he says, that's it, we're leaving. I said, what do you mean we're leaving? He says, I told him that they're full of crap and we're out of here and we'll see him in court because we're not settling, we're not doing anything. And I said, well, why are you so upset? He says, well, the opposing side says that she has a secret on you that will destroy your marriage, will destroy your business. Okay. Now, in this room is me and Barry and like 4 guys, and they're all looking at me like, and I looked at my attorney and I said, I don't know what kind of secret that would be.
Isn't that extortion?
And he said, that's why I told him we're leaving. And so then Barry and I said, what do you want to do now? He goes, let's go have a drink. So it was like 4:00 in the afternoon. So Barry and I are driving over there, and I'm like, okay, a secret that would destroy my marriage. Okay. And I looked at him, I said, okay, I'm not doing the pool boy. All right. I said, I don't know what that would be. And they said, a secret that would destroy the business. I don't know what that would be either. And so now we're in the bar, and I'm like, I'm looking at all the lawyers. I'm like, I don't know what that secret, I have no idea what this person's talking about. I don't have any secrets. I mean, everybody knows everything that happens in my life. And so then one of the lawyers gets a phone call from the opposing side and says, yes. And he looks at me and goes, they want to tell me the secret. The secret? You're going to go find it? He goes, yes. He looks at me and Barry goes, here, sit down. Because we were standing at the bar. He's like, here, take our seats. We're going to go find out what the secret is. So he comes back in with this smirk on his face. And I said, so what's the secret? I want to know what the secret is that's going to destroy my marriage and my business. Well, this is going to be hard to believe, but you did a PowerPoint presentation for a client. And you said that you had 435 radio affiliates and you had 419 affiliates. I said, so that's the secret?
That was it?
That was the secret. You know why? She was banking that there was going to be that there was a secret, right? She was playing that game but there was no secret. She just made it up.
How would that ruin your marriage? Barry probably wrote that PowerPoint.
No, because she was thinking that I was having an affair or I was stealing money from the company.
She was just playing the odds.
That. Yes. And then I told him, I said, well, you go back and tell him that's what PowerPoint presentations are. It's all a sales tool. And I probably had 10 lined up that weren't signed up yet. So because I don't lie. It's one thing I don't do is I don't lie. Anyway, so that just reminded me of like the extortion that they're doing with
and now they
malware.
Can do it for $50. They can go out there. This company should be investigated immediately and shut down. They are selling stolen goods. No ifs and buts about it.
Yeah, don't give the name.
No,
they were using the info stealer malware. I wonder if they have a client that they try to figure out how to put malware on their computer to actually get that information, or if they hire somebody to get around. I know that you say like they're buying, what did you say? Like they're buying stuff that's already out there? The
story says they are collecting and gathering. So gathering would tell me that the information that was taken from other malware software that's either being sold on the dark web or just being released somewhere. Yeah, that would be it. Because otherwise it'd be pretty tough. But if it's now, okay, let me ask you this then. And I know you're not a lawyer, but if it was just their malware and someone put the malware on their computer, allowing it, as we do sometimes when we download software or go to websites and stuff like that, would it be legal for them to bundle this all up and resell it? I don't think so. I wouldn't think so either. Because I think you're violating, I'm sure there's some internet law that
you would be violating at that point. What's interesting to me is that this is going public. And you said it's a startup?
That's what they're calling themselves. And the article pointed out to put the word startup in quotations.
Oh, okay. All right. So maybe they're a startup just because now they got caught. Now they're a startup. Now they're a startup. I should call them up and say, I have a secret.
They'll shut down immediately.
Hey, let's talk about Google.
Okay.
This is interesting to me. Not that they're going out of business. I've talked about that too many times. Is that they have put together the largest earthquake detection network ever. Billions and billions of phones are now part of this whole earthquake detection system that they put together, because your Android phone has an accelerometer built in. That's the thing that tells you whether or not the screen's sideways, if you turn your phone, that whole thing. But with your phone, it can detect what's called P waves. These are the early rumbles that we don't feel, but the phone's accelerometer does. And so it detects those waves. And so when enough Android phones in the same part of the world, country, whatever, they sense the same motion, the Google system locks in and then sends early alerts to people who are about to get hit by the stronger, slower S waves. Those are the ones that actually cause the damage. So you get 15 to 60 seconds of warning. I mean, not a lot of time, but it's enough to get off a ladder, duck under a desk, whatever it may be. So according to a study in Science, which I actually read, I will have you know.
You read the whole study?
Thing. No, I didn't say not the whole thing, but I read the most important parts.
All right.
Okay.
You had ChatGPT summarize it. Got it.
No. Oh, well, no. I actually read parts of it. Okay. The Android-based system detect 11,000 real earthquakes in 3 years.
Wow. I didn't know there was that many earthquakes.
Me neither. 98 countries it works in. It pushes out around 18 million alerts every single month. And as far as like false alarms, they only had 3. So obviously the system's really working. So if you don't live on the San Andreas Fault, but you should make sure that it's turned on anyway, you never know. Go into settings, safety and emergency, and then there's earthquake alerts, and you can turn it on, and then you can test it so you hear like a weird sound in case it does go up. Now, as far as Apple, it hasn't enrolled in Quake University yet. iPhones, we obviously have accelerometers. Apple doesn't use them, though, for earthquake detection. So if you're on Team iPhone, I actually have a free app on my phone called My Shake. I thought that was funny, but that's the name of it. It's called My Shake. And whenever there's an earthquake, wherever I may be or nearby or in the area, you could say, like, I want it all for the state of California. So that's the way I have it set, is that you can get alert for that.
Well, just wait, though, until the Apple releases the iPhone 25. It'll be the newest feature that they've showcased when they're announcing the new phone. Just wait. iPhone 25, it's coming.
I experienced an earthquake yesterday.
Yesterday?
Here in Santa Barbara. Mm-hmm.
Was it a little one?
I was just a little shaken up.
Okay. Jokes. Don't give her the rim shot for that. That didn't even take any effort or energy.
Oh, gosh. I am just so funny, cold brew and all. That's the problem. I don't drink cold brew. No. I don't.
If you were, you would have gotten that reference correct.
I should be drinking cold brew.
Building a website used to mean hiring a pricey designer or learning to code. Not anymore. With Framer, you can design stunning, interactive websites. No coding needed. Just drag, drop, and publish like a pro. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. It's free to get started, and you can browse over 700 pixel-perfect templates or design from a totally blank canvas. Real-time collaboration means your writer, designer, and marketer can all tweak the same page at once. Built-in AI, it handles the heavy lifting, generates starter layouts, auto translates your entire site to any language. It even suggests on-brand color palettes. Behind the scenes, you get a fast, mobile-friendly site with secure hosting, built-in SEO, easy content editing, and privacy-friendly analytics. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Start free today at Framer.com and use promo code Kim. Go to Framer.com and use promo code Kim to start building a site for free.
Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Woman in Dover, Delaware, sitting at home on a weekend night, gets a phone call from her daughter. Her daughter is very stressed because she's been in an accident and she's been arrested. And after saying a couple things to her mom, she immediately hands her phone to her lawyer. Her lawyer then explains the entire situation of what her daughter's going through and says they need $15,000 for bail. So without hesitation, the mom sends the money over. They get a call about a half hour, 45 minutes later, and the lawyer's back on the phone saying, unbeknownst to anyone, she was pregnant and that the baby unfortunately did not make it through the incident, and they need another $30,000 to take care of her. Before the mom could send off the money, her grandson and his friend said, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. And they got on the phone and they called her daughter, who wasn't in the hospital or in jail or in trouble or in an accident. She was sitting at work doing her job. It was a scam. The woman was scammed out of $15,000. The scammers went on social media. Not only did they use video clips to AI clone the daughter's voice, but they went through all the messages and realized that the family was going through an issue where the father was really sick, and the scammers knew that the family would be vulnerable to other events happening in their life and that it would be easier to get the money out of them.
That is awful.
Can you believe
That's horrible.
this?
Did it say how the mother sent the money to jail?
It didn't have that information. I mean, a scam like this, because most of the time, you're right, scammers are going to ask for gift cards or transferring
Venmo or crypto or whatever it may be.
Correct, exactly. So it's something that had to be not trackable. It's just not a straight up credit card transaction, you would think, because, the credit card companies will cancel that and the money won't make it to the scammer if the victim finds out on time. So it must have been a way, but it was so convincing. The woman said, it was my daughter. There was no doubt about it. She knew her daughter's voice. She had talked to her daughter the day before. The voice she heard on the other end was her daughter.
Well, it's getting so easy to duplicate anybody's voice.
Correct.
And so rule of thumb, you call the person, right? You can always put them on hold or tell them you need to call them back and call that person or get another phone or text them, whatever it may be.
Also, though,
to see if it's
you gave advice, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 7 months ago, have a family safe word.
Yes, I was just going to talk about that.
Oh,
have a safe word, or a number, 7896 or whatever it may be, so that this way, if in fact anything like this happens, if that person does not know that safe word, number, whatever it may be, or even emojis. You can always text an emoji to somebody to see if they are okay, and if use an owl or something that you never use. But I think the safe word is the most important thing. You have some family word or phrase that that's going to be that only in case of a situation like this.
And remember, if this does ever happen to you, hopefully it doesn't happen to anybody, and you do ask for the safe word, the scammer is going to be very defiant in the fact that the transaction needs to happen now, and they don't have time to get the safe word, or the person that you're trying to get the safe word from is in distress, incapacitated for some reason. That's going to be your first telltale sign that this is a scam, that something bad is happening.
I mean, next up, AI is going to be doing method acting on Broadway. It's just like,
it's almost there.
Man, you just got to be on the up and up. You got to be sharp. You need that cold brew in the morning to make sure that you're with the program.
Don't you have a cold brew at night right before bed after a long, hard day?
See, when I said cold brew, I meant like a cold beer.
Well, that would be an ice cold brew.
Is it so? There's a difference between a cold brew and an ice cold brew.
You don't know what cold brew is?
I know what cold brew is, but I was thinking that a cold brew, in my mind, not the world's mind, in my mind, was a beer, not coffee.
Kim, you got it wrong. It's okay. Just accept it. There's no reason to defend it.
I mean, just like, a yacht is not a yacht if it doesn't have an ice maker.
That was off the air, wasn't it? I don't even think that argument was on the air. Kim told me like a year ago, you know what makes a boat a yacht? It's got an ice maker. Hey, take that fact. So I took that fact. I went on live radio and said it, and the phones lit up with an entire city telling me I'm an idiot.
Barry told me that.
I'm going to blame Barry. I promise you. I will talk to Barry about this.
All right. Well, folks, thanks for being here. Just a reminder, make sure that you sign up for the free Current newsletter. You're just going to love it. 650,000 folks get it every single morning. And by the way, if you don't believe me, because you're like, well, Kim, of course you'd say that, it's your newsletter. Over at Trustpilot, I have like 700 reviews. And it's a 5 out of 5 star rating. And the same thing over at Google Reviews, which, speaking of reviews, for some reason, if you are ever listening to the Kim Komando Show podcast, you can always get that. That's the fun show that Andrew and I do. It's each hour. It's not really an hour. It's about 35, 40 minutes. It's an hour if you listen on the radio because of the commercial breaks. But wherever you get your podcast, you can get the Kim Komando Show podcast. And that's a heck of a lot of fun because there we have a chance to talk to people like you. And for some reason, we only have like 5 reviews for the Kim Komando Show podcast.
We're up to 5? That's awesome.
Yeah. So we got to get your act together, people. I mean, no, seriously, if you learned just one thing or laughed at one of my bad jokes, even if you didn't laugh at one of my bad jokes, leave a great review wherever you get your podcast for the Kim Komando Show and also this podcast too. And thanks for listening.
Bye.